Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. From North Waziristan, from Wazir Ahmad Zaid tribe, and a tribal daughter coming and then contesting direct election on the platform of PTI, on which I'm actually very proud, and then making up to the parliament from DG Khan, which is such a big, huge feudal area, and directly contesting and then coming here. Never thought that I would become MNA and then a minister, because I was a student. Since my student life, I've been struggling as a politician, because there was one thing in my mind, that people like us in Pakistan who are supposed to be the youth, I don't know, when we become a very good bureaucrats, when we become a very good doctors, engineers, why not we become a very good leaders, and why not we become a very good parliamentarians? So I started it, and Prime Minister Imran Khan gave me the platform as PTI ticket, and here I am. So here, and then today everybody is talking about different wars, different things, actually, which is a need of the day. And especially today we are actually talking about the water crisis in Pakistan especially. And definitely before me, many of us, many of you, they would have talked about many things. And I have to just do the conclusion type of things. Just start as formally that all of you who are actually here, excellencies, were the panelists sitting here, all the guests, and I can see the ladies and all the gentlemen, thank you very much for inviting me here. First, we are talking about the importance of water. I'm talking about the clean drinking water, because especially when I belong to DG Khan, we talking about water. Water is another issue, but in DG Khan in South Punjab, we at all don't have any water actually. We at all don't have any drinking water. So clean drinking water is a basic human need. Almost 70% of the human body is actually, which you all know, is composed of water, which underscore the significance of this entity for life on earth. All the living things depend on water to carry on with their life process. Therefore, water serves as a key component of primary health and care facilities. Besides human consumption, access to the water for all the major sectors, namely human consumption and commercial and domestic, is a top requirement for the modern world in which we live here. Now we are talking about the current situation, and current situation to me is not at all good. Actually, it is very alarming, especially in Pakistan. And in a painful, I think it's very painful to see in Pakistan moving towards being a water scarce city. Before me, panelists were talking about that in Pakistan scarce country, as the water availability per person has declined from 5,000 cubic meters in 1951 to 1,100 cubic meter in 2005. So think about 5,000 cubic water per person, and now it has become just to the 1,100. So think of a difference. According to Pakistan Council of Research into Water Resources, Pakistan will become absolutely water scarce country by 2025. So now it's 2018, and by the time 2025, so we have a very less time to think about the water strategies, and in less time we have to work on war footage. So until it becomes a water scarce city in 2025, so think of all the strategies, how many years do we have? Unlike the recommended water storage capacity we have for, it should have been like 1,000 days, and unfortunately in Pakistan we have only for 30 days if you compare to the other world. Climate change, from where I belong now, climate change and water security nexus has further widened the supply-demand gap by reducing the available fresh water in the Indus River, which makes water resources management a complex problem. Lack of safe drinking water is leading cause of threatening diseases among the people of Pakistan. In this regard, it has engendered a huge diseases burden on the country of economy. 4% of GDP actually goes there for this, which is actually 3 million people annually hospitalized due to this dirty water or whatever water usage is due to not having a clean drinking water. To analyze the reasons of water crisis in Pakistan, geopolitics in the present situation, it is highly required to focus discussion initiated with experts on water security and inherent elements, while recommendations to elevate the problem should be sought. Now again, for that, as here the intellectuals are sitting and we are all talking about the water crisis, before me, Ahmed Saab was talking about the Indus Water Treaty. To get out of the Indus Water Treaty, but those who are some like 10 years back, like me, actually students, always used to read in Pak studies, Sindh Tas Muaida, Indus Pak Treaty, and that we have to talk about it, and we cannot actually neglect it, because that is a compulsion India and Pakistan has to follow. And unfortunately, I do not understand the romance of Pakistan and India, which is actually always a hate story. There is no love and hate story, and it's always a hate story. So in this water crisis, we have to talk about actually the water treaty. And partition bestowed India an advantage as the headwaters located in its territory, and we all know that. Living Pakistan is exposed to India's physical capacity of cut of vital irrigation water. As a result, India kept limiting Pakistan's shares of water, seeing the possibility of another conflict between the two neighbors. The international community plunged it into the Indo-Pak water crisis with the help of the World Bank. Both states eventually agreed to the Indus Waters Treaty, IWT, in 1960. And I don't know how many things we work after 1960 with India and Pakistan, and situation is now that after all the wars, all the hate story which I told you is actually, I think it has come to the Indus Waters Treaty. So without Indus Water Treaty, I don't think so that we can resolve any situation. And I don't know what has gone with India now, that it's showing actually its muscles to terminate the treaty. It was actually which was done in 1960. So for this change, it to increase India benefits, maybe it's merely electoral rhetoric ahead of the state elections in Indian Punjab that motivated Modi to threaten IWT by saying, his words are actually, the government will do everything to give enough water to our farmers, or is truly ready to now exercise its military, another war with us. So I think the head of states, when Modi talking like this, that their farmers or their government will do anything actually. States such violence, such statements, and you all know about the other character. When I see the Modi character, India character, same character every time making something which is actually making not any sense. Because when you are head of state and when you are with a very sensitive situation like India and Pakistan, you cannot change your neighbors basically, but you can have a very good terms with your neighbors. And they are not trying, but Pakistan is actually trying all the time. And now we are actually, so now that we understand that before on that front that we have to talk to India about the Indus Water Treaty, and again Ahmed Saab said, if they are not actually following the Indus Water Treaty, so we have to take it to the international level, United Nations may lay jaye, whatever. Before that, actually in Pakistan, you want to balance, feel that there is such a resentment in Pakistan, within the Pakistan. Before talking to India, or before talking to the United Nations, that we are actually becoming a water scarce country in 2025, we are actually fighting a war with Pakistan. And I remember those first JM, those who are going to make fun of the in Pakistan or the water scarceness, at least there should be applied Article 6, treason. And you are living in Pakistan from where I belong, to South Punjab. I told you that we at all don't have any water. And I do not understand that when we are talking about such a sensitive issue, that we are to make new dams, and decision within Pakistan make one of sensitive issue. So I think I fully agreed and I fully endorse those who are against the making of dams, especially the Amar Basha Dam and other small dams that we are going to make in Pakistan. At least Article 6 should apply to them because they are against Pakistan. They are not talking about Pakistan. Actually, they are not in a benefit of Pakistan. If you are full Pakistani, you have to understand now the scale war is going to actually this water crisis. So let's understand this, let's realize, and let's take it up to the Prime Minister of Pakistan. We don't have to only about one election. Think about the future of Pakistan. And future of Pakistan is, and let's show the opposition within Pakistan that this is Pakistan and this is the problem. We are seeing a huge water crisis in Pakistan. Have to warn it. This is actually a war, and Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan, is ready. He realizes it. So all who know about the dam fund, kindly donate everyone. And those who actually try to oppose this thing, try to make them understand with a sensible way that Pakistan is our home. Pakistan is our country. Without Pakistan, we are nothing. Standing here and talking about all this, just ask those Kashmiris. Just ask all those people from Palestine, from Syria, and in Afghanistan. Ask them what freedom is. So here in Pakistan, we have freedom to talk, to exercise, to tell our point of views. And in Pakistan, I think now that we have realized about the water crisis, and here all of the experts are talking about it, in the end, we have to decide, and we have already decided that we have to take out this issue of water crisis in front. Either it's like with India, United Nations, we have to plead our case very strongly. And I believe in the vision of Prime Minister Imran Khan. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you. Pakistan Zindabad. Thank you.